Welcome to Willows, the little town nestled in the middle of the Sacramento Valley, the place where I grew up and went to school. With a current population of about 6,500 people, probably more since the deadly and terrifying Paradise Campfire an hour northeast of Willows. Willows hasn't had a lot of luck in the past 10 to 20 years, but it has so much potential. When people see this broken down town, I fortunately have the ability to see what was and what can be. A person sees what they want to see. I choose to see this place as my everything. I love Willows, and if I have to get out there and show the bare bones of this place, I will. I have no problem being a part of Willows' revolution. It's sad and upsetting to see the spirit of Willows get so lost and dispersed, but it wasn't always that way. The 1940s to the 1960s was Willows' heyday. Thankfully, my family was here to witness it. My family has lived in Willows for about 120 years. I'm a fifth-generation Willowinian. My great-great-grandfather traveled from Germany to Oklahoma to little old Willows and developed a dairy farm that lasted 3 generations. Were they the perfect family? No, but loving and giving they were. My family did everything from archery, hunting, shooting, off-roading, farm chores, gardening, and lots of cooking. But the picture becomes a little blurred because in 2011, the family barn that was over 100 years old burned straight to the ground. I never got to see it. I felt like part of me was ripped away. There was no way I was going to let the town get ripped away from me either. Maybe not through fire, but worse, ignorance. Now for a little bit of Willows history. Willows was originally known as the Plains. The Native American Winton Indians called this land that is currently Willows home. When settlers came to the area, they were met with picturesque plains, with mountain ranges on each side and a spring-fed pond with willow trees surrounding it. Willows was established in 1876 and was originally a part of Colusa County. The Northern Railroad Company needed a stopping point going along the west coast, and thus Willows was born. By the end of the first year as a town, they had 3 hotels, 2 livery stables, 2 saddle shops, 1 grocery and liquor store, 1 butcher shop, 2 saloons, 3 blacksmith shops, a shoe store, a photography salon, and 1 doctor. In the next couple of years, churches, schools, sports, and other social events would begin to form. In 1891, on the 3rd try, Willows won in getting its own county because of the political ties of Colusa County being so far away. Thus, Glenn County was born. Willows became the county seat for Glenn County. Glenn County was named after Dr. Hugh J. Glenn, who was not only a well-known farmer, but also a political socialite. Back in the 1900s, a man named John A. Apperson made an orchestra for Willows and created songs such as Come and See Glenn County. Music was a huge entertainment need for the settlers, and they played not only for Willows, but Glenn County and all of its events. In 1937, the sheep population topped at approximately 71,500, while the Willows population was about 4,000 people. In 1933, this was recognized, and the town decided to celebrate an annual event called Lamb Derby. The original setup was to have a parade, a sheep show, including lamb races for the kids, and an evening grand ball. This event still continues strongly to this day and is always celebrated on Mother's Day weekend. This is the Tower Theater, across the street from the Willows Post Office. The building was built in 1948. It was built by T&D Junior Enterprises, who built numerous theaters in Northern California and even some areas of Nevada. This company also built cinemas in Red Bluff, Dunsmuir, Chico, Oroville, Susanville, and Redding, just to name a few. The most famous movie theater built by this company is the El Rey and Senator Theaters in Chico. The Tower Theater was last used in 1978. This is the Tower Theater today. A lot of years of filth and overgrowth have taken over. The amount of trash and decay left here for the past 4 decades was obviously piling up. But this was only my first day here.
All these seals, according to code.
This is Randy King. He deserves a star on the Walk of Fame for the things he's accomplished so far. He started a 501c3 nonprofit called the Willows Revitalization Group. Ever since I've been there, there's only been the main 3 of us working on this building most of the time. Me, George, a fellow volunteer, and Randy.
I think it looks beautiful in here.
This video almost doesn't do it justice. You have to be here to see and understand the vastness and hear the whispers of the past. Seeing this place on the inside is plainly shown by the reaction on my face. And that was just one day.
In a future, so when they walk out the door in their 12th year of high school, instead of, maybe they don't want to go to college, but they'll have a trade that they can step into in any community, even if they do decide to go to college or university. Almost every university town has cafes, coffee shops, restaurants, and the majority of young kids go to these venues to look for employment. that's what we want to work with the Culinary Arts School, plus give Willows a restaurant that will also work in with the rest of the facility as a theater. So if someone wants to put together a Friday night show or a Saturday night show, we have a theater venue going on. We have a restaurant that you can walk across the building and have dinner, as well as a community center to kind of round it out. So if someone wants to have a wedding, they want to have a company presentation, they want to have a community service organization dinner, we'll have it all in one place. We'll have the tools for the community to use. We're 10,000 square feet of ground floor. That's just our ground floor. We had the ability with 28-foot walls that was another 40% of the building. Our plans are to build out 2-story above our community center, above the Culinary Arts Center, so that we can have service organization meeting rooms, offices, any nonprofit group. And that's our goal, that's our foundation. This project is for nonprofit or small business entities. It cannot be commercial, beyond small business program. It was primarily for nonprofit use. With the Culinary Beyond the High School and RP program, there's more that we're trying to tackle, and we've gotten small steps going forward. With Culinary, we want to include our senior nutrition program. Talked a little bit with the VFW and the auxiliary here in town on what can we do for our military personnel, what kind of programs nutrition-wise, would be a Meals on Wheels program or whatnot, but we have the venue to set those programs up.
And as you can see up top here, we started inviting people to come in and take a tour, and the first guests were a few Lions Club members. We were and still are happy to give out tours for people. We want the community to get involved and experience the history firsthand. While giving a tour, Randy's wife, Shell, and I cleaned a part of the original tile, and it was gorgeous.
Yes.
We struck gold.
You struck gold.
We struck
I guess we better go see what the gold is for the roof right there.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think it's gold.
Well, no, it might not be
gold.
We'd be in here chipping this baby up.
It's gold. It's
Yeah, when this is all gold, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the potential here. It's amazing.
Hey, we got another lion there. Come on in, lion.
Okay, can I step in there?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
Julie, are you running the camera or are you off?
I'm running.
Oh, you're running. Cut.
Smile.
So that's our phase 1. This is our phase 2.
I don't think I was ever in here. We came in '72, and I don't.
It was still open in 72.
Was it?
I think we
You
came
were
to
here?
a couple movies.
I don't know. I can't remember that far back. I guess.
So that's a big pile of debris that was collected, all this, what they gutted out here back in the 80s. They wheelbarrowed down there and made a big pot.
I admire your ambition.
Yeah,
During that time of giving a tour, Tom, who occasionally comes in to help, built the entire attic space area in the office. We thank you, Tom. Look at all the work George did.
Another shoe.
Good thing it's not hot, George.
Yeah. We always try to find the humor in things, otherwise this experience would be stressful all the time. We were teasing George for not being able to dismantle the old lights. But that's okay, he's still an awesome worker. You got the trophy in this department today.
Alright, dude.
He's like, stop showing off. We started bringing in leftover lumber and things to get ready for the lobby. Also during that day, we were greeted by members of the Rainbow Girls to see what they could do to help. We also gave them a quick tour and then continued on with our work. Electrical and plumbing started to be put together and eventually finished. This was the Willows Car and Bike Show. Randy held his raffle here, and we were surprised to see the amount of support and interest in our project. The winners of the raffle would be pulled randomly and announced while doing so. All in all, we had a great time and experienced awesome people.
They're working on trying to restore that old building that's been empty since 1978, so they're trying to get rid of that eyesore and make it back into an historical, try to keep everything historical, but get it back to where it's a functional building. So, but anyway, he's raffling off some tools, a couple guns, and TV. So what do you want to? Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to have our 3 drawings now. We're going to start with the number 1 drawing, the firearms. Looks like Greg McCall, Robert Thompson. Number 2, the Glock, and I believe that's what he wanted. George, don't have a last name. Okay, for the second drawing, the DeWalt tool package. Alex from Willows. Prize number 2 is Easy Self Storage, Willows, California. Third place, John Morgan. Going into the family package, drawing number 3. First prize, Titus Construction, is Marilyn Martinez. Prize number 3 in the third drawing, Titus Construction. It's for the gift certificate of LES Fines here in Willows. Chris Smith. Okay, this is for the $250 cash prize. Snake. Snake won the $250 cash bonus. Thank you, Snake. We'll have you meet us over at the booth and we'll take care of your envelope. Thank you all for your support. The Willows Community Project is important to my heart and a lot of the citizens of Willows. And we're down there every Saturday. Come by and take a visit and see the project. Thank you.